I should be getting boned. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it's the bone zone, man.
Oh no, wait! I'm downloading like 47 gigs of data because I haven't played the game in like 10 months.
I haven't played it in a day. 47 gigs.
So many bones. You're muted there, Arthur.
All right, I have to say, during the break, I went to Bone Zone and I took the Babylonian goddess of war, beauty, and sacred prostitution there, and she really hammered the Bone Zone in. Like, it was an incredible experience with her. She elevated it to the next level.
Climaxed even, you know.
One person in chat now is going to understand what I'm saying, and no one else is going to get it, but it's a great innuendo, isn't it? It works out so well.
I heard that they registered a minor earthquake in Delaware a few minutes ago, so...
Oh, yeah.
You know, we actually did have a minor earthquake last year for the first time in, like, centuries. I was like, what's happening? Is this an earthquake? No, it's over already. All right. And then they were later like, it was a 4.1 earthquake. And I was like, that's not very big, right? And they were like, no, it's not. It only lasted like 10 seconds.
Oh, speaking of Bone Zone, they found like a mostly...
Let's keep talking about the Bone Zone.
They found a mostly intact, like including skin and organs, dinosaur in Alberta.
Oh, okay.
A couple days ago.
Doesn't Alberta have those like peat bogs as well?
It's got the peat bogs, and that's where all the oil pits are. That's where all the fracking happens. It's funny because that's like...
That guy was probably like, if I waited 10 more years, it might have been an oil thing.
Nah, but it was like, it's one of the...
More like 10,000 more years, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was like one of the dinosaurs with like a hardened shell, and like inside was actually like more preserved entire... Yeah. Like they're still petrified, but they're like entire whole organs.
Yeah, the structure was still there.
Tell how it all fit together.
It's crazy.
Dude, imagine...
Did you know that dinosaurs had 5 kidneys? It's fucking weird, man.
They had no spleens, just like all the pigs in every MMO ever. No spleens.
I mean, imagine being the one guy that on a like dinosaur, and you have to sit there and be like, do I eat this meat? Do I just eat it? Am I the only guy in the world that will ever know what dinosaurs tasted like?
It's true. I also find it funny because like that's the province, that's like the Canadian Bible Belt. So like dinosaurs are being found in the same ground where creationists live.
I mean, you know where you don't find them in is Australia. They've only found like 20 types of dinosaurs there.
Now we just have living dinosaurs there.
That's true.
Yeah, they're still alive.
They're still there. That's the thing.
And they're all criminals.
It's true.
Way to stereotype it.
Bugs. We have bugs that are classified dinosaurs over there.
The only good bug is a dead bug, all right?
And troopers over there in Australia.
Speaking of unearthed things, real quick, did y'all see the mosaic Roman floor that got unearthed?
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool, right? Nah. Like perfectly colored and everything. Amazing.
I'm surprised how shallow it was. Like there was only like, it looked like 6 or 8 inches of dirt there.
Oh, no. It had
maybe it's just a really big floor. The scale was.
But I think I read somewhere in the comments an archaeologist or someone that claimed to be was saying that basically like every inch of like dirt or whatever above something is roughly equivalent to about, I don't know, like 100 years or something like that. So like I thought that was pretty interesting to where you can like sort of date just by how deep something is. Yeah. And then I also learned that it's not just dirt and stuff and getting pushed over it. Like one thing that I didn't realize is that the reason we have rain is because the water droplets actually cling to dirt.
Yep.
So if it wasn't like dust and dirt in the air, we wouldn't even have fucking rain. So one way that ancient ruins or whatever get buried is literally just from rain falling and the dirt inside the rain droplets covering. I was like, oh shit, I fucking learned something new today. That's awesome.
If I remember correctly, there's some places in like Iran and Iraq and whatever, where there's some like mosques that are super old, but they've been making like some of them. I can't remember the name. There's one that's like, you know, one of the first ones that we know that was built. And it's got these like blue tiles, and they still make those same blue tiles. Like the process has changed in, you know, however long, but they'll find those tiles like super deep down, and they can kind of just tell how old the various buildings and structures are by they'll compare it to like newer ones and whatever the thing is. It's like, that's pretty fucking cool. I don't know very much about it, but it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those pictures were crazy though, because like they didn't have any people or any bananas for scale, so I didn't know like how deep down and how big these tiles were, and like how cool the design was, and like how big. And
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
So you make your way towards the crossblades.
Oh yeah,
Bone Zone.
Bone Zone. Yeah, we go
And
in.
how?
Okay. All right, you go in. When you open the door, you can definitely see Lycidia is there in a corner drinking in the middle of the morning. We're talking like 7 or 8 a.m. maybe. Big bottle of wine, small cup.
Probably hadn't stopped drinking. Not started.
The other patrons here, which are 0, give her space because there's no one else in here. There is, of course, Arthund, who, when you enter, very tiredly says, "Hello, my name is Arthund. I am a former assassin. What can I do for you this morning?"
What is his passphrase again?
It was chrysanthemum.
Is that what you say?
No.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
he
I don't
immediately
think
perks up and he says, what can I get you?
Whatever she's having and 2 more glasses.
Okay. He just says, on the house for the family.
Thank you.
Just go up and sit on one side of her, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She immediately perks up and is like, "Oh my, it's you. It's you. You were with him." Yeah. Hey, listen, I heard that you guys, I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done. I gotta go back and report that I failed in my mission because this was my job and you guys didn't. So, like,
took care of it.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's better than being dead or worse. Definitely better than worse.
Yeah.
So remind me, Arthur, Lycidia.
Yep.
She was different in different time zones, right? In different time zones.
I mean, she's always been a slightly neurotic, slightly cowardly young mage. The difference in the time zones is whether or not her team is alive, mostly.
Because I'd be like, I'm super tempted to like.
We got one slot left.
Yeah.
Oh no, not that. But like, I would be really interested to see if we would go to another timeline and grab a guy who we know for real will be dead in a different timeline, and see what happens when he's in the other one.
Sure.
Well, we've
But
had
it
at least 2
probably won't work out
timelines.
What was the big guy's name?
Two
Yeah,
where
big
they
guy.
died, and then we had one where they survived, and we.
Yeah,
went
but
on
the
a
one
drinking
where
binge
they
on them.
survived, it was like
Yeah.
a dragon one or something. I don't know.
What was the
orc's
big
name?
the big guy Zug or something?
Nom Nom.
Nom
Nom
Nom.
Nom.
There we go.
Yeah.
Should grab Nom Nom, man.
Bring Nom Nom into the fold.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not thinking about that. So anyway, I sit down next to her and I'll. It's like, well, that's fine. You can do whatever you like, but today we're gonna drink.
She looks around and she says, I mean, I think I should probably get some sleep. I have to make my way back to the capital. I need to report to the Adventurers Guild.
We're gonna go in a couple of days. Why don't you join us, and we can go together?
Yeah, boy, because we talked about going to the adventures thing to get ranked now, anyway, right?
No, you talked about going to the Adventurers Guild to steal all of the stuff.
That too, but
To
also, I'm
eat
curious
all of
where-
the paper records.
Finley just
Play
says
the clip.
Finley has diarrhea for like 3 days, just pooping.
All that
paper.
fiber.
I think that would.
When
be
he
the
poops it
opposite.
out, it reads completely different. It's a whole new story.
That's a crazy spelling.
I guess I could say it's a really shitty story.
Oh.
It turns into that giant tapestry that master wizard was trying to.
I mean, okay,
No,
so
no,
we
it
wanted to
comes
go to
out like
build-
that saved photo of Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Why is
It's every Shakespeare's play.
why do you guys call Finley Xerox? I don't understand the don't. It's a thing. Don't worry about
That's good.
it. Okay, so I mean, I know we wanted to steal this stuff, but I kind of wanted to see what they would, what our power level was, just because it's been
What her power level right now?
or hours.
Oh, okay.
I'm just curious compared to compared to the other one. If we're gonna be there anyway, it took us like what, a day or less to do that, less than it. So I mean, why not?
I mean, it's not just about your level of power; it's also about your level of experience within the guild. But yeah, you'll almost certainly be slightly higher ranked than before.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I think we were gonna head there anyway, so I'm all for inviting her to come along.
I mean, she hasn't slept and she's been drinking for almost 24 hours, so I should just forewarn you that anything you say to her is basically going to be useless gibberish. But if you make a persuasion check to see if she will remember that you have offered to go with her. Oh, and I wanted to mention, by the way, the Patreon group that I run games for has mentioned that scene transition is just annoying as fuck, and I didn't realize that everybody could hear that, so I've removed it, and now we only have the flames again. So
Wait, there's a sound effect?
there's a sound effect when we had the transition before. It sounds like a I thought it was muted. My understanding was that it only outputted to my headphones. That was not true.
No, it's
I always had the stream
video
muted, so
files.
I had no idea.
They're not separate. So.
You can mute them in
OBS Studio?
Not transitions.
No, I tried, and it said that I had done so, but when I went back to listen to the show, it was clear that was not true.
No,
Really?
I've always seen the change, but because I always had the stream muted, I never knew that it was a sound effect.
There's something with OBS. There's something with OBS, and I think XSplit as well, where like not XSplit, but OBS transitions. Your audio is embedded in the video file because it's a video file, and there's no separate control. Like, I've even talked to the Nerd Eye guys about it. Be like, what's up with that? Because I was gonna start like giving them variations.
I would say in the one that this flame is from, they had two files. One was the flame with sound, and one with the flame without sound. Yeah. That's what they need to do. They need to release two files. That would be as an end user. That is my suggestion. They
do with everything, I think.
Trust me on this, AP. If you made the transition sound the sound of a giggling baby, everyone would love it. It was like
the sound of a car crash.
Hey, Spoot, objectively wrong.
Because
they did it with the Archon pack.
Okay.
If it was the sound of the crying baby from Diablo 1, that's just objectively a much better sound.
Fresh meat. That would be the transition that I would want.
I was asking them like if they could somehow code in variations, because I made the magic sound effects pack.
Yeah, look, I have that pack.
Can someone is there a way to be able to load in 5 variant versions of the fire sound that sync up to that? And they said no, because it's a video file and it's not.
Okay.
You just use it again. That's interesting.
5 different video files.
So you have impressed upon her enough that she recognizes you and understands that you've said a couple of days, so in 2 days she believes that you will be leaving and that she can go with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask.
Okay. When are we actually leaving though, Arthur?
5 days.
Okay.
I mean, so you're in control of your own destiny. You can leave whenever you want.
So I'll tell her it's like in 5 days.
All right. She's like, that's a I could crawl to the capital before 5 days, but you know what? I'm just gonna get some sleep and I'll figure things out. Where are you staying?
We're staying in the counts.
Oh, that must be nice.
Would you like a room? Because you're welcome to stay with us.
Oh, okay. Like she stands up and takes the bottle with her and tosses a few coins to Arthur and is like, okay, yeah.
She can stay with me in my room, I guess.
Arthur is just like, do you want your things? Okay. And then he gestures to the two of you. He's like, I'll pack them up and have them sent to... She's wandering drunkenly through the streets now.
Well, what we can do is Kelly can go take her. I'll wait here, get her things, and then I'll...
All right. I mean, Arthur is like, look, I can't let you go into her room. That would be a HIPAA violation.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just gonna...
I'll gather things up in a sack and tie it, and then you...
I'm gonna wait for the sack. She's gonna escort her, and then I'll get her stuff because she's drunk.
I should mention, by the way, last night someone told me it was a HIPAA violation for me to ask how many spell slots they had, and I've been thinking about it all day long. It's infuriating.
That's
Why would that be? Wait,
HIPAA is the American laws for medical information release, and I was like, well, I want to know what's on your character sheet, and that's like, this is a HIPAA violation. And I was like, oh my god, that's so infuriating to me, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean,
all you need to say is
doesn't
I'm
exist
the Donald
thing,
Trump
right?
of the game world. Right now, so.
I did say I'm the dungeon master.
If that's not a law in wherever your game is, then it's not a HIPAA violation. So what the fuck are they going about?
All you need to know, Arthur, is I constantly have 20 spells available at all times, of all levels.
I make all.
I will choose when I lose some, not when I use spells.
Look, my most important spell is just unlimited slots. It's called Hammer. I just casted it well. Great.
I make all my player characters reveal their STD status to me in order to play. So fuck HIPAA.
Yeah,
I make all of my players reveal their STD status.
Right.
I don't want to sit down at the same table as someone with something I could catch.
That's right.
Especially in the bone zone.
I was gonna say, you know how viruses transfer over the
We're going
internet.
to the bone zone, for God's sake.
Spit and semen. They're the only two ways the viruses go.
So meanwhile, back in Gleimo's Fungin, about an hour and a half later, coming out with a Gleimo coin is your girl, Riverin. She's like not letting go of her wooden daggers, and like one of the staff there is just like, honey, I need you to just return the daggers, okay? Just return the daggers. She's like wanting to add them to her belt of daggers and hatchets now. At some point she just lets go of them, and the guy like falls backwards onto his butt, and he's like, okay, all right, your daughter did great. She was really the star of the show. Her mathematical, like, I don't know why she's here. Her mathematical and history skills far exceed anything we could teach her.
Atta girl.
Like the other kids are all between the ages of like 7 and 12.
You can keep your daggers, dear.
And she's the embodiment of the Archfey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Duck is just doing proud dad smile the whole time.
all the Shrieking kids come out. They've all got Gleimo coins as well. They're showing them to their parents. The parents are all like, this is great. This is so exciting. And the kids are like, I want to come back. I want to come back. And the parents are like, well, I don't know if we have the money for that. And like the one rich parent is like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and I'll get that 1 gold piece a month for you, but that's your allowance. And they're like, but I love Gleimo so much. And Gleimo's like, hey, the kids love me. What can I say?
I show my Gleimo coin to the kids.
1 gold a month is for 1 gold a month is for like afternoon daycare services for a whole month. That's
after school, man.
Yeah, and like school. They're getting, you know, a college educator to teach them basic reading, writing, arithmetic, history.
Nothing like elementary school where I spent 12 hours a day at school.
I love the idea.
Really not that much money.
There is a wizard out there. There is like a basic level 1 wizard who makes a living just doing very, very basic daycare.
His name is Gleimo.
Don't ever call him a basic level 1 wizard again.
Look,
he is level 3, sir.
People would be all about that. As somebody who spent like the better part of 7 school years, like getting to school at 7 and not leaving till like 5:30, 6 o'clock, I know all about that.
Do you know how much fucking money Chuck E. Cheese makes?
Arthur.
Chuck E. Cheese, the realm of sadness. If you want to extend
the Gleimo legacy, right? He has a familiar that is like a horse, and it goes around to everyone's house with a cart, collecting the children to bring them to the dungeon every day.
All right, this isn't Harry Potter.
They do the school stuff, and then they get
to school. He turns around and says,
turns out he does not, in fact, have a familiar.
Nice.
He does not have a familiar, and horses are not on the list of familiars.
And the horse, every time he picks up, is like, "Hey, Tommy, ready for
Talking horses are absolutely not on the list of
He
familiars.
just has to get to level 5, and then he can cast summon Phantom Horse or whatever the hell it is.
Now we know why the Thieves Guild hates him so much, because he doesn't got to do anything to get rich.
Yeah, the guy is making serious
Thieves Guild
bank.
hate him.
1 gold piece a month is not serious bank.
You got
you can
10.
get a
You got
couple.
10
How many
kids
loaves
in there
of bread
though.
can you buy with that? A
But
million.
plus, you got to think about the merchandising.
Bread loaf is 2 CPs, so you could buy 50.
Well, he could,
2
2 CP,
Copper.
1 loaf of bread. It's right. It's page 159.
But there's like a million copper in a gold, right? So
Bread loaf is 2 copper pieces, and a gold piece is 100 coppers. Ergo, it is 50 bread loafs.
Which is enough for a year.
Oh my god, everything that I've just said is basic mathematics.
But man, I
Deadly's
make
like,
the
no, that's
rules.
not how it works.
Your bread math checks out.
Thank you.
So you're telling me that all that copper that we ignore because it's basic bitch currency is actually really useful?
An inn stay at a comfortable inn is 8 silver pieces a night.
We're definitely leaving like whole $5-10 bills on the ground.
Yes, all the
But
time.
there's a lot of time too where we're just like, either A, we can't be bothered, or B, it's like, just grab the super valuable stuff and let's just fucking go because we got shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Plus,
take
if somebody's like, oh, here's $10 in pennies, but it's just a giant sack of pennies. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with, like, it's a sack of pennies. Unless I'm gonna use it for self-defense and brain somebody with it. I don't want a
Here's
big
what
ass
I'll do.
sack
Thank
of
you for the
pennies.
pennies. I'll murder you with the sack, and then I'll leave the sack and the pennies there.
Just turn it into a flail.
Arthur, I take Drunk Lycidia back.
And then I follow up whenever.
All of you arrive back home at roughly the same
Wait.
time. Okay.
How much gold do we have per person?
Per person.
Right now, we don't have
Yeah.
a lot.
You should have a
No, no, we-
metric
we combine
fuck
them all.
ton of gold.
Yeah, you
because
combine
you
them all, but if-
received
Oh,
papers that
yeah,
allow
you're
you to
right,
draw
you're right.
from the count's accounts.
So we have
Yeah.
9 gold pieces, 10 silver pieces. We have 2 500 gold bricks and 4 500 gold writs. Plus, we have a signet ring
Yeah, the Bondurok signet ring, the wagon, 8 fish, and
And-
chicken.
and a chicken. We got-
Save that chicken.
That chicken was very educational, right?
He's hanging
I'm
out
gonna
with
come
me.
back, and there's gonna be a DACA scholarship at Glemo's Fungeon for like the best of the month. They get like three gold worth of time.
Please, he's not going to use that money correctly.
I don't care. I'm gonna give it to him anyway.
He's a
I like
college-educated wizard, sir, who runs a small business for educating orphans. And
He's the type of dude that will like mass purchase a calendar in the hopes that he would sell it, but then he can't sell it in the year that he bought it.
you're
And then
really
Isn't-
pigeonholing him.
Isn't Glemo also the person that we worked for 3 years to save our friends?
Correct. Yes.
We're doing it. All right.
look, that's a distant memory. That was like what, a year and a half ago?
That was like a month ago.
Yeah, it was like a month ago in game time. It was like half a year ago for player, for
Yeah.
player time.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing the DACA scholarship fund for underprivileged
Youths.
adventurers.
So sorry, are you setting up some sort of like trust fund, or are you just going to him with like a lot of money? Explain to me how this is working.
I'm gonna go to him with like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years worth of gold pieces for kids. And
We
yeah,
don't have gold pieces, dude.
it's 50 gold pieces.
Yeah,
yeah,
you'd have
but
to
when we get
have to-
like,
you'd have to take a writ, go and get it cashed more or less, and then bring the money back.
yeah, like when we have like liquid assets.
Oh,
Because when
you're not
I
doing
was
it
doing-
now.
You have multiple papers that you can take to banking institutions and say, draw this from the count's accounts for me. This is count Ian Bondurok.
Yeah, we have 4
freeholds.
IOUs.
Yeah,
I mean,
so,
you could go and do that within the 5 days. We got
Or you can
plenty
just
of
take
time.
them to businesses, and the business will be like, okay, like, give me that paper, and I will discount the money from it. Like, if you're like,
Yeah.
I need to buy something that's exactly whatever this paper says, they'll be like, great. You
It's
got
like a bearer bond, essentially.
I just want 36 gold worth to like give to Glimo to be like the top performing, least privileged kid gets a free year.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you want to go to a banking institution with one of those papers and pull 36 out and then come back, he's basically going to...
here?
Yes, there are several here in Freehold. You know, they're not like huge institutions, right? But they're the kind of ones that you would expect in a town.
They're all run by dwarves.
The thing is...
So they're small institutions.
The thing is, they all seem to be kind of shady, maybe criminal-ish. But you don't care about that right now.
I mean,
that's a whole nother storyline for a different
they're all
time.
run by dwarves. Say, oh.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Got him.
Look, we don't deny it, but you know,
they're all run by Australians.
Who do you think forges the blockchain, huh?
Wow. The blockchain. It's literally chains held together by blocks.
No, it's literally just we take gold bars and then we forge them into chains. It's just it's something anyway.
It's what the entire economy is based on.
It's true.
Just the gold reserve, or just chain links of gold just hanging from the ceiling.
How many chains can this single block uphold?
Yeah,
so please mark off that you've removed 36. I want you to note that
I'll do it.
This is like fulfilling. I mean, you basically just went with this guy and pre-funded his business for a while. You know, like this is his first day of being open, and you're like. Here we go, and he's like falling on the floor weeping.
It is not fun. It's not funding his business. It's literally a trust fund for one special child.
Right. Well, it's 3 years worth, so there's like one for 3 years.
Right, but that much money allows him to keep the place open, and then he can just like discount.
How much gold was it, sir?
36.
36. But just to be clear, I'm not doing it for this Glimo. I'm doing it for the Glimo that helped us save our friends from stone.
All right, I've made an expenses column.
Do it for all the Glimos.
I'm going to put 36 gold down.
Do it for her. That is to say, do it for him.
All right. The expenses have been tallied.
Spooty, I gotta tell you, do not get in a fake grand order. If you're not into 45-minute long cutscenes, you're not gonna enjoy the game.
I mean, it's a mobile game that you have to be connected to the internet.
Yes, and you know what? It is either the most or one of the most money-making mobile games of all times, and it's one of the ones that still has staying power. It and Pokemon Go are like the only ones that are still going after 4 years.
I don't know if you noticed, but like I keep looking down because I fucking downloaded the update. I keep looking down, and it's still like going with. I did the one battle when we were on break. The first battle, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's like a card system. This is cool. Haven't seen shit since. I
gotta tell you,
40 minutes.
If you really don't like the story, you can hit the skip button in the upper right hand corner to just jump to the next part.
It's not about liking or not liking the story. If this was a full priced AAA console game, I'd be like, this is fucking bullshit. I am sitting here reading a novel.
Yeah.
Like, why would you tease me with like a really cool battle system and then just fucking give me bullshit?
You get up to speed with all the lore, and then the bone zone is over, man.
I want to remind you 2 minutes ago when I said, don't get back into fake grand order.
This was me. This was me at the start. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. This is kind of a cool battle system. And then I just was like, ew. So whatever.
All of you meet back up at short of midday back at the count's place.
Oh, my hour's passed, hasn't it? Unless you allow me to go to the southern gate first.
To do
for
what?
Your spell.
My hour on my prestidigitation.
Oh, yeah,
spell.
of course. Yeah, if you want to follow that guy, sure.
Yeah, I just want to see if I can either.
I'll let you make a perception or investigation at advantage.
Oh, investigation, please. There you go.
Yeah, 21. Okay, so you find the shady criminal before he can notice you. I mean, you know exactly, like, roughly where he is. He's waiting at that southern gate in order to harass people to, you know, basically, like, get tourists.
So this guy's swindling tourists and possibly involved with an underground goblin ring.
It's not swindling. You know, like when tourists show up, if you ever go on, I'm going to use my cruise ship analogies, but any tourist spot, you know, when you get out of the airport, there's like cab drivers there that are like, I will take you on a tour of this place for a set amount of money. He's that guy, but he works for a criminal enterprise, as far as you know. So, I mean, the thing is, you have to note that the only places to the south are very local. So either this guy's very bad at his job, or he's very low on the ranking poll.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you have a clear view of this guy. You can see him, you can approach him at your leisure. You also know that he's like hiding out in an alleyway, so you can approach him from the other direction of the alleyway and sneak up behind him if you want to. Or you can just observe him for some time if you'd like.
I'm gonna observe for a bit. I want to know who Willow and Boa and what the eggs are. If I can like, not like learn these can within the next 20 minutes.
But you want to see if you can piece together, like if he says Willow or Boa again, you're gonna be like, oh, okay,
whether they are people or what exactly that is.
Yeah, you're now playing a detective puzzle game. It's a match 3.
And if no one shows up, I'm showing up behind him.
All the pieces are shaped like candy.
If no one shows up, I'm fucking Batmaning this guy. I'm scaring the shit out of him.
Let's start by making a stealth check to remain unobserved, because of course the Southern Way has guards near it. It is he's basically at the South Gate entrance. So, and of course this guy could notice you at any moment. Oh no! Despite the fact that you are a somewhat tall-ish, I believe, purple-skinned rock person, you basically blend in with the local area. Locals believe that you're a guy who deserves to be here and completely ignore you, and this guy is like looking out, checking around, trying to figure out what's going on. Occasionally he approaches people, and just like every time he talks to APGamingREAL, they're just like, fuck off. He's like, I could take you around town, I could show you what's going on, and they're just like, get out of here, you filthy beggar.
Yeah.
After a few hours in the hot sun, basically just, waiting in a dirty alleyway for people to go past, he leaves, and you begin to track and follow him. He heads to a familiar sewer entrance that you have been to before, and heads down that sewer entrance. Recall that there were traps down here. You remember meeting a criminal underlord boss down here.
I remember killing someone.
Yeah, you killed several people. You know that some of the walls here are fake, and people can pull the walling out and pop out of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. This is the one where we had that that fight in the middle of the alleyway where dudes were like shooting at us from second-story buildings and stuff.
So
this guy's heading down into that alleyway.
I remember.
I know where these secret walls and stuff are.
Correct.
And I can use them to my advantage.
I mean,
or are they like
this guy's going down a straight sewer tunnel, so I mean, if you want to go in there and then like pull a wall out and pop into that and like see the back tunnels, because I don't know that you've ever been back behind there.
We did come down here before, because I remember we made a deal with them and totally didn't do it and flabbergasted you.
Yep.
Yeah, we I don't think we ever went. We didn't go into
there was murder. There's a lot of murder.
We got into a fight like right in front of it. Like they opened that door, but we never actually went inside, I think. If I remember, that was like
we did make it to meet the whatever, the goblin or the halfling kind of mob boss, didn't we?
I don't think he was halfling, but you did meet the mob boss and had a discussion with him.
Yeah,
he wasn't a halfling, but he had like halflings. It was a bunch of halfling servant thief guys, right?
Yep. Yeah. There was definitely halflingness involved.
I'm gonna continue following until I get noticed, and at which point I'm gonna dimension door out.
So he does not notice you. He enters into the sewer entrance to the kind of under club that they have. If you attempt to go there, like people, like there's no way to walk through this door without being noticed, essentially, right? Like when you walk into a saloon, everyone turns and looks at you. That's what happens in this kind of criminal consortium.
That you know,
the kid walks through the door and everybody turns to look.
Well, it's like that YouTube video of like if everybody in the saloon could hear the narrator. He's like, he was ready to kill everyone in the saloon, and everyone turns and looks at him and goes, that.
What do you want to do? You could try to make your way in here. I mean, obviously you don't fit in. Not a human, you're not a halfling, you're not a criminal. But you could try.
I'm gonna try. I have an easy out, so I may as well continue pushing.
What's your game plan to go in here? Are you pretending to be a criminal? Are you pretending to be like a lost tourist? Or you're like, yeah, like I'm from up north, or what's your plan?
We had that guy, the dude that always tries to frisk us on the way in. We have his name, right? He gave us his name.
I do not recall, but that's the guy that you're following. So
that's the guy that we're following, not the dude with the shit on his boot.
That they're all the same person.
Oh, I missed that.
Yep, same guy.
Is there a way to get to him before he gets to the door?
Yes. If you want to make a run to try to grab him before he goes through. Yes.
Sure.
Make an athletics check.
Oh, my shit isn't very good anymore.
Yeah. Okay. So you start making a run. He turns and sees you, and he starts running for the door, and he's just screaming, "It's a foss! They're coming!" And then he like dives through the door, and then you hear him hit the ground, and it's like a sick cracking noise. Like definitely a rib has broken as a result of his dive. You have not entered that tunnel way yet. So, you're still going down the sewer tunnel. You have not made it to the cross entrance to take you down into this club. But you can definitely hear people shouting like, let's murder him. What do you want to do?
My dimension door is a willing participant only, right?
Correct.
Fuck. Because if it was like I could dimension door to him and then dimension door out, but he's probably not a willing participant in that.
Yeah.
Is there space between him and people coming that way?
You cannot see him anymore because he's dove into the entrance to the club. When I say entrance to the club, I mean sewer tunnel.
Right. So it's like a T-juncture?
Yes.
Like
let me draw a little something here that will probably give us some visualization. Take me a while because there's like 50 roll 20 pages and I gotta drag it all the way from the end of them.
Because I could walk into this room in Sickening Radiance and kill everything.
Wow, yes you could. I mean, you might not kill everything, but you would definitely kill a lot of people. Like your out is to be a beacon of murder. I actually did not anticipate that.
Well, like my out was dimension door.
Yeah, that'll certainly work most of the time. All right, so can you guys see what I'm drawing here when I get started? Yep. All right, so this is the sewer entrance right here. This area with the arrow down here is where you came down into the tunnel. You know that there are false entrances here and here. This is the club. All right, so you're currently somewhere in this area, and your boy has jumped into the club right here. So, I mean, you know that this club is roughly large enough to hold like 30 criminals. It's pretty big. I would say wow, this is going to be a real stretch. If you remember the Hunchback of Notre Dame animated movie, the cartoon movie, I should say, where
Disney one?
Yes. I don't remember if it's Disney specifically, but yes, the one that we're thinking of the same thing. They meet up with the criminals of Paris in the tunnels.
It's been far too long.
And there's the bard that leads them, and he does the song where he's like, "We find you totally innocent, which is the worst crime of all." It looks like that place, right? Like, it's okay. So, you know, it's just like a large sewer-y setup to like, the smell is horrifying.
So
but
it's a sewer.
Yes, they sit down here, they drink, they have tables, they have nice things, but the floor is a sewer. So, I mean,
they're not like up on stilts or anything. They haven't built like a subfloor on stilts.
I guess you could say that they're real shitty criminals. Yeah!
Oh my God.
Don't worry about it. I'm amazing.
The feces makes it authentic.
Yeah.
Oh man, I heard that and I just.
It's a bit nutty.
So, what do you want to do? I would say you're probably 4 or 5 paces from this sewer entrance.
I'm gonna run to the entrance, and depending on what's there, I might duck out.
Okay, so you do not see the crime lord, but you do see a number of heavily drinking, I would say like 6 guys seated at a long table in the back part of it back here. They are gathering up like crossbows and axes, and like one of them's like throwing armor all over his head, like a piece of leather armor, really shittily, that's ill-fitted. And they see you and they point at you, and one of them goes, "Stop there!" And he like trips over the bench as he tries to get out. But you know, as much as they're comically inebriated, they are hardened criminals, and in about 10 seconds they are going to be within range of murder. The man that you are chasing is lying in the sewer filth with his hands and face and whole body in it, and he's standing up. He goes, he turns back and looks at you. He's like, "I remember you. Oh God, who are you? What do you want?"
Call off your friends. I'll tell you.
He's like, "Yeah, sure, let me not do that, you fucking moron." And he pulls out a hand crossbow and goes to shoot you with it.
Damn.
What do you want to do?
I'll do like I'm watching you and dimension door out.
Okay. All right. What is your exterior dimension door target?
I can go
Finley's lap.
back to where I was, because I can't go anywhere in the city.
You can go anywhere within 500 feet to visualize.
Is the
City is much larger than 500 feet.
How close am I to the
Exit?
Yeah.
Easily 100 plus feet.
How about the nearest point that I remember to the actual
Yeah, I mean, if you
counts,
want to appear 500 feet away on the street, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You somebody nearby, like a shopkeeper, there like some apples get knocked off from the force of your arriving. Like the air gets, he's just like, "Oh, ho there, haha, hey traveler."
I'll pick up his apples and like, sorry.
It's like a little bit of feces gets left on there, and he's just like,
No,
"Thanks."
but only Doc's boots are covered in poop. So this guy,
but there was like a poop stain radially on the ground where I busted the
I love the idea that like this wind hits this guy, and he's like, "Whoa, that's a strong smell of shit."
It just covers the entire front of his cart. There's just an outline of where he was on the wall.
Are you just in the sewers? What the hell?
The guy holds up
wash
an
my
apple and he
clothes.
says, "Great Lord, I didn't realize you'd be coming. Perhaps you would like an apple. I've never known any magician willing to travel the continent to eat one of my apples."
How do you like them?
Like, just to be clear, he's joking with you, but you have displayed high-level magical powers, so having someone who probably doesn't know the worth of an apple... What's an apple? What could it be worth? 10 gold pieces?
Yeah. If he's offering an apple, we'll take
But the
it.
guy in the 3,000 gold suit is going to buy an apple. Come on.
Yeah. You are not worth the shit on my boots.
It's a good apple. And he says, "Perhaps I could interest you in a bushel shipped to your local residence, great lord."
If you want to send apples to the Count's manor, then go ahead.
I mean, like, dollar signs appear in this guy's eyes as he's like, "I will send them an invoice immediately."
Doc is like, we are stacked on stacked on stacked. So like he's just like taking the apple and walking.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is just like, man, I just moved a whole bushel of apples. All I had to do is get a little sewer wind in my face.
It is a great feeling, though. It's like I bought some before. It's just like, you just tell somebody, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Drop me an invoice. Here's the thing. And then you just go off and do whatever. It's always a great feeling just being able to drop in.
I also love the idea that later on we're at the magic shop, right? And everyone's like, oh, damn, man, we should get this for the party. And we open up the wallet. And there's just like an IOU 1 million apples to guy and
yeah,
fucking freehold or whatever. It's like,
sorry, I bought the entire continent stock of apple.
I'm going into business. We're making cider nuts.
Yeah. Oh, dude. If I can go over to this place of spices that we've never been yet, get some spicy apple cider going, hard apple cider, because that'll move.
Ferment that shit.
Yeah, man.
Worse.
But Doc is just.
Then we have to buy up a glass weaving place so that we can get sweet bottles. You know, like
look, we just need to go and do this fucking dwarf thing.
Look, if you guys want to create, economic enterprises, D&D can do that.
We've been trying to do this dwarf thing since episode 15.
Talk about it. We go and do it. We take the land back, and then I will grant you plots of land. You can start glass blowing business. I'll start my cart nuts business. Look, we got.
All right, everyone gets to make their own isekai.
No.
Right.
Nope.
There's
a lot of things D&D can do, and that's not one of them.
I'm just enjoying the image of Ducko walking back to the thing, crunching on an apple, finding there a spot of grass to wipe his boots off.
Yep. Sure. Yeah, you get that. All right, now all of you are back at the Count's guest room. A additional guest room has been prepared for Lycidia at your request. So she has her own guest house, basically, just like you guys have a large guest house.
Nice.
Drunk in a giant guest house all alone.
Several minutes later, a bushel of apples is delivered to your front door.
How much is a bushel? Doc never asked.
You don't know because the Count paid for it instead of you. More correctly, the Count's men paid for it instead of you.
All right. So what's the plan then? Are we waiting? We're just going to fast track this time, or are we going to?
Unless we've got anything more important to do, which I don't think we do here.
The Doc is going to tell you about like the soldier who is actually the dude that's frisking us for money every time we come in.
No, sorry. They're two. All right. There's some confusion here. Let me walk it back. All right. So the guy who shakes you down for money to offer tourism is the man who met with that soldier, and you put a mark on his boot, was my understanding. He's the one who showed up and was like, hey, soldier guy, like boa, willow. And the guy was like, willow, boa now? And he's like, yeah, bring the eggs. Guy one, guy that you put the poop boot on.
I interest you in an egg.
That is the man who met with him. That is the man who watched the entranceway, and he's the one who head down to the sewer.
Because I thought it was the guard on the tower that always tries to like, hey, are you adventurers? And then we have to pay him every time the fucking get. Okay.
No, not that guy.
Just mix them up in my head. Okay.
Now everything is making sense, I think.
Yeah. Right. But I'll tell him all about like, that. What is it a halfling that always tries to get us, or is it a human?
It's a human, and that's the guy that you've been following is a human.
So I'll tell him like the person that always tries to frisk us for money and show us around town. He's in on this whole goblin murder plot that happened last time we were here in Klimo's thing. So like, my guess is the Thieves Guild, whatever is in this town, is letting or digging goblins into the fungeon to ruin it before it gets going. If we want to deal with that, we have time.
What you think about that? Now you know how I feel.
Are you suggesting that we go walking around in the sewers and clean the shit out of it?
any sentient shit.
I was not prepared for this episode.
Are you ever prepared for the shenanigans that we
Some of your shenanigans are very preparable. Others are not.
You already have a hand-drawn 2 maps and a giant ball. Let's do this. 2 hallways and a giant ballroom.
I actually already erased it.
I'm gonna go get Lacidia and explain.
Well, you played
what
yourself
we're
there,
gonna go
Arthur.
do. And I'll just be like, "Would you like to join us? You don't have to."
Lycidia, when you go to Lycidia's door, it's clear that she's asleep and that she might have some sleep apnea problems.
All right. I'm glad she's got her own room and that she's not bunking with me.
She got her
All right,
own
let's go.
guest house, so
Yeah. So I'll leave her a note under the door. I'll be like, in sewers, killing Thieves Guild.
okay.
BPL.
Spoonie is dying for playing fake granddaughter.
I can't fucking. I'm sorry. Like, I'm paying attention to everything's going on. But I literally just summoned like 15 fucking people on the first summon I gave, and all of them now. Like,
Stop to talk to you. Yes,
minutes,
I know.
Took 5 minutes just to fucking summon, and now they're all like, "Hey, I'm a saber servant."
Wow. And
I'm like,
listen,
shut the
no,
fuck up,
I gotta
dude.
tell you, that's really good to get a saber on your first roll. They're incredibly rare.
I would have no idea because I've now been playing this game for almost 2 fucking hours and had 2 battles. So
it took me like 4 months to get a saber. So yeah,
Great.
you're doing good.
Still just like I have a 5-minute timer on my phone to like turn off if I haven't touched it. I have to keep touching my phone or else I gotta fucking unlock it again. Like, what is this shit? No, don't. Oh, it's telling me to summon again. For fuck's sake. All right. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
That sounds like the worst game that you, or the best game you should uninstall from your phone immediately.
I mean, the thing is, when you summon a new person, they give you a greetings and tell you who they are and what they're about.
But the funny thing is, on your first summon, because you fought 2 battles and saved a bunch of fucking whatever the thing is, you summon like 80 people, and then all of them are like, "Hey, I do this, and I'm great." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!"
It's like my big
Oh my God.
wedding, but you got to spend 5 minutes to everyone.
What you've just discovered is why I can't stand Fate Stay Night in all properties. Every single character is a protagonist.
In which game?
This is Fate Stay Night is Fate Grand Order is based off of the Fate Stay Night visual novel / anime /
Every single character.
It's a visual novel. No
Yes.
fucking wonder.
Fate Grand
Jesus
Order is the
Christ.
culmination of 15 years of the Fate franchise. And they
Oh
were like,
my
what if we put
God.
all of the heroes from all of Fate in a mobile game?
Oh, Jesus.
What if we put them
Okay.
all into the first 2 hours of the game?
All right, well, let me put this. It won't even let me put the good guy that you said took 4 months to give you in my party. I got to do this bullshit ass fucking shit.
Is
Whatever.
it Julius
Anyway,
Caesar?
I don't know. It's some fucking guy with a pointy thing.
Is he super fat?
He's like buff and pretty hot. I don't know.
All right, then I don't know who it is. There's a lot of buff hot sabers.
Brute.
Is it a gold card or is it silver card?
I don't know. It won't let me fucking. Oh my God. All right. Anyway.
So anyway, we were putting a note under
I'm going to
Lycidia's
have
door.
to set aside 16 hours to figure this out. I'm going to stop now and just.
Oh man,
my
if he first
phone
pulled
is like-
Lancelot, that's a big
My
one.
phone is warm. It's just warm.
That's just the battery heating up. to
What the
become an explosive.
fuck?
It's true.
Yeah, so note under Lycidia's door, it says, going to the sewer to clean up Thieves Guild shit. Be back later.
Okay.
I'm also going to stop by.
And then I'll draw a
Counts.
little dragon emoji.
I just stop by the counts. I assume I can't talk to him directly.
Correct, but he has several servants and like a liaison you can talk to, and
Yeah.
they're all willing to take messages and explain anything to you that you need.
I'll tell the liaison that like some of the city guard are involved in a Thieves Guild plot.
I mean, like that is alarming news to them, and they're like, "Listen, we have had troubles like that. I'd appreciate if you didn't spread that news around, of course."
No, we're going to dig this up by the root, but I thought you should know.
I mean, this person is like, I'm not sure we can let you do that. Like, if you were to kill any innocent guardsmen, it would be a death penalty.
No, these aren't guardsmen. These are trash in the sewers.
You're going to go kill our criminal element.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean... At this point, they're really conflicted, and the secretary is like, can I come back with bounty posters for you? Like, you can't just kill people in the sewer.
Can we get a writ and become privateers?
I mean,
Just pass a law.
They can
declare is fair game.
They can declare a war on crime. And
like a 007 license to kill.
so, yeah, like, this person is like, look, let me be straight with you.
We could bring their heads back like last time, but there's going to be a lot more heads.
Yes, the count has indicated that
I'm going to need a card for all this.
you should be given extraordinary provisions given your ability to solve problems even before they happen. But I must warn you that if you wantonly kill citizens of this city, especially now that you've been warned not to do that, if they are not criminals or if their crimes did not warrant death, then you will be in terms of a very serious punishment. So I would only, I mean, I can't stop you. You're clearly much more powerful than me. And if I were to summon the guard, you would probably easily defeat them. But again, I can only warn you not to
Well, here's just how about
murder a lot of people.
You see if it's an offense punishable by whatever, or write up a bounty thing, and we'll go from here. Does that sound? It is a massive criminal element.
How about we try not to
Stringer
kill them?
Bell is just like, are you taking notes in a criminal fucking conspiracy?
How about we try not to kill anyone, but if they come at us with weapons, we will defend ourselves.
I'm not certain that advancing on someone...
Does entrapment exist? I mean, I guess we're not.
I mean, if you take a bunch of weapons and you go to somebody's house and you're like, if you're doing bad stuff, I'll kill you. And they're like, get the fuck out or I'll kill you. And then you're like, all right, I guess we can kill them now.
Oh, yeah, where'd all these weapons come from?
Is it the house though, or did they just take over the sewer?
They did take over the sewers, but you know, like this is a complicated.
They're trespassing.
The people who I saw, they look like just like regular thugs, right? They don't look like citizenry.
Yes, they look like. I mean, look, they are citizens of this Magnar 8, but yes, they are also criminals, right? Like, they probably don't pay taxes and that kind of stuff, but
let me throw it on this line of reasoning. I mean, they did take over the sewers, right? That's government property. If we could get an order ordering them to vacate the premises because they're trespassing, and then they attack us, right?
All right, so this secretary does what you ask and gives you an order that allows you as private individuals to solve the Count's criminal sewer problems. You are allowed to vacate trespassers, and if you are attacked, you may defend yourself.
License to kill, got it. Let's go.
It is not a license to kill.
All right, so we've got rules of engagement.
Self-defense.
I mean, yeah,
there's
no way that they wouldn't attack us though. So it's basically his license to kill.
Well, we can fire if fired upon. That's just
yeah.
This secretary is losing his mind. He's just sweating bullets. It's just like, is this acceptable for what you're attempting to do?
Secretary, what's your name?
Hamish.
Secretary Hamish.
Secretariat is the name of my horse.
Do you have a ham sandwich on your table, Arthur? What the fuck?
Look down.
I name a bunch of characters after Ham. There's a guy in the storyline that was already called Hamel Stabblefish.
His brother's name is Grainy Mustard.
And I've used Hamel Stabblefish in like a shit ton of games.
His god is deviled ham.
Hamish is a English name, sir. I do not have a ham sandwich on my
Arthur,
table.
why did you call your horse Mayo? Horses don't even eat mayonnaise.
Well, I don't know what to say to that. No.
Mayonnaise?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Hamish finishes filling this out for you, sweating bullets the whole time, aware that you're about to kill a whole bunch of people, but that technically it could be legal.
We'll try not to kill people, but like I said, if people beyond reasonable, like if someone comes at you with crazy in their eyes like they're going to kill you, do you know what that looks like? I know what that looks like.
I'm afraid that I am a steward, not a adventurer.
You
or a
would
soldier.
be you would be a dead steward.
We can take a hit if we have to, but we won't attack them unless they attack us first. I'll give you that one.
But if you don't know that look, you would be a dead steward. The reason we are alive.
I'm pretty sure everybody in this room knows that they're going to attack us, but we're trying to keep it legal. And so I'm just giving Daka the look of, we'll attack, only attack. If they attack us, we will respond with self-defense. And I just give him a look of, all right, let's.
We protect. We also attack.
we protect. If they attack, we attack back.
Yeah. But I'm just going to leave him confused and we're going to go
just
deal with this problem.
Keep it legal for this poor secretary to cover his own ass. And everybody's making this way worse.
The next morning news is like, secretary found guilty of 50 murders. He takes the fall.
Oh, God. I feel bad for this poor secretary. Like, I know what he's just, he's stuck in just a rock and a hard place. Like, we're going to do this. So what he does is, God, I feel bad. Anyway.
Okay. You have your legal authority to clear out the sewer system of any criminal elements who may be lurking. What's
Daka's just hungry for experience, which in this case is blood.
Daka is hungry for revenge. A dish best served the flavor of blood.
In the
Man, that
sewers
wizard
covered in
event sure
shit.
was weird for us, huh? We'll never see him again. 20 minutes later.
It's just the gif of Arnold Schwarzenegger pulling out a shotgun from Roses and that I posted before in the Discord.
I knew it would come back.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
Got to the chopper.
Go into the sewer. It's like, you guys got to clear out, and they all draw weapons. It's just hot fuss, shame.
Yeah.
Just
the Doom music starts playing.
We pre-buff before going in. It's like, all right.
Yeah. So we'll just keep on bullshitting and give AP time to populate the map with things we're gonna kill in a couple seconds.
We just make that plan. Look, we're trying to keep it legal, and
we just need what 1,400 experience points.
One guy cops. All right, you saw him. Assault. Get him.
No, we need like 5,000 more.
Finley, we need you to get really angry. Go in there, call him a bitch. As soon as they hit you,
we're at 42. 676. So we need 48.
Go in there and insult his mother, please.
So you need like.
Yeah, we're 40. What 42 676 of 48,000? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. We need like more than 4,000.
Yeah, we need quite a bit.
5,400 something.
Yeah, it was fun.
Level 7 bad guys in the sewer of the starting zone.
Yep.
You know how you go, how you're playing an MMO and you see like high level dudes at the starter zone. You're like, man, wonder why these nerds are here. It's because of this quest.
The only way to get the legendary war horse is to complete this quest line all the way from the beginning.
It's one of those things like, like in WoW, there's achievement for completing all the quests in a zone. So you got all these high level players that are bored and they go back and they're just like, oh, this is a level 1 quest. Just murder everything in 5 seconds.
It's the first raid, raid on the sewer.
You go down into the sewer with all 4 of you together and the music changes and you're like, oh, okay.
You get that one quest where it's like, you got to like get this guy low enough, but don't actually kill him. It's like, all right, everybody strip, take the gear off, just go up and poke him. Just poke him. Because, anything else.
Use the tiger pet, obviously.
We literally knifed a wizard in his sleep, and now we're gonna go blow up a town.
I had a quest once where it's like I couldn't touch him, so I had to get a buddy to make a low level character to attack the thing, so I would get credit because I couldn't do anything without killing it.
So what is the plan here? Gonna roll up through the entranceway?
We will deliver. We will deliver the demands of the Bondurant government that the criminals need to vacate the premises as they are trespassing. We'll give them fair warning. Knock, knock, knock. I mean, we won't say police, but then we will use force if authorized, or if they commit hostile acts. We'll wait for them. We will take the hit, and then we will murder Nate.
Okay, so the four of you travel together down into the sewers. You head to that entranceway. Who is giving? I mean, is that Agram's speech right there? Is that Agram's? We're cleaning out the criminals.
We could make that they are trespassing and under the orders.
So while you're giving the speech, someone just pulls a hand crossbow out and shoots you with it.
All right, that's fine.
So pull it out, continue your speech.
He's holding the speech up like this. It just goes, and he's just like,
okay. Yeah. Who here?
You take 1 point of damage as you move your head. You dodge it slightly.
Well, okay. So I know. Andrew, appreciate this.
The very last spoiler night. The very last scene of whatever where the expansive dude gets punched in the face. He turns around, he's just smiling.
Yeah,
he's waiting.
Thanks.
He's like, thanks. I see a tiny bit of blood. I'm like, thanks. Yeah. All right, so let's. Okay, I will. As soon as that happens, the
scene cuts
calmly.
So like
roll the scroll back up and tuck it back in, and then be like, pull out the hammer and be like, so right, just limber up.
I mean, there are more people down here now, but if let me just say this, Doc, if you want to cast Sickening Radiance, you believe that all the people here seem like low-level toughs. You could kill all of them with just one cast.
I'm gonna keep my word and not kill everyone immediately. I also want information.
This is clearly not the whole criminal organization.
Yeah. Well, here's what we will do. We will, if they're attacking, whatever. But if they're sitting there, like, I don't know if they run or.
No, I mean, now that this guy shot you, other of them are standing up and like, hey, we're gonna take care of these cops real easy.
Yeah, but if there is somebody who is just like, well, fuck this, I'm out.
I'm sure once that guy gets impaled by a hammer, they'll be more pliable.
Impaled by a blunt object. Let's put that. that takes some.
That takes some force.
I just love the idea that there's a scene in the anime version of this where a lady's like buying a cabbage or something. She's like, "Oh, that's a really nice cabbage," and the manhole next to her just fucking explodes.
It's like that scene in the shitty American Godzilla where all of the manholes starts popping up as it goes along.
The guy selling the cabbages goes, "My cabbages! This place is worse than Omashu."
I'm just like carrying plate glass across the walkway. And
those pictures of those sinkholes in South America? It's just that in the middle of.
So here's my question. Obviously, these guys can't harm you in any way that's significant. I would like to ask what each of you does to help subdue this crowd and the level of violence that you have. And the final thing that I'll note is that from those two false entrances, people pop out, like two guys pop out with like maces and begin running at you from a different direction. And they don't know how deadly you are in that room, so they still think that they can easily take you.
So, okay, but we will obviously defend ourselves.
Just a quick montage from each of you. Agram, go. What do you got for me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm roll up a scroll. I'm gonna hammer this dude in the face.
Okay, his head explodes.
If somebody runs at me, I'm gonna take him out. If they're just like, fuck this shit or whatever, well,
all right, you're doing that thing from every Thor movie where you throw the hammer and you bring it back, you hit the person with it, then you throw it in the process.
I hit one guy and I like turn and it like slightly comes back and hits another guy, It's like the Home Alone funny. It's like, that's hilarious, but that guy has serious traumatic brain injury. Yeah, like that. Like, you're gonna have to get that. It's like being unconscious is super bad for you. You're gonna need to get like that.
I mean, anyone that you hit with this hammer dies because it's a magical hammer.
Instead of the realistic metal like bang, it's like the Looney Tunes plonk. So
boink boing.
Yeah.
Kelly, what do you do?
So the moment that I'm standing there looking and posing, crossing my arms, the moment that Agram gets hit with this bolt, I'm just like, I don't unsheath my sword, Arthur. I take the sheath off my belt.
Yeah.
And I use it as a bat to just knock a person unconscious.
You're okay, yeah, unlethal. I mean, that's fine, or unlethal.
Yeah, I'm literally just like just bonking motherfuckers.
Yeah, like the flat of the weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's no flat of a flaming sword.
Listen, there's going to be a story about you that spreads through the legends.
Is what I'm saying.
The legendary swordswoman who doesn't unsheath her sword and she only fights with a wooden sheath.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is you're not drawing it, so it would be the flat because it's not, you know, whatever.
Taka, what do you got?
I'm like still looking for information. So like, is there a leaderish looking person here?
The guy who's now dead. The guy who initially shot Agrim.
Look, technically he committed suicide. He hit me first.
Next up.
But
it's hard to tell who's the leader in a room full of people that are now screaming.
I'm just gonna be like screaming.
Death by PC.
Who is Willow and who is Boa?
I mean, so
make an intimidation check.
I was gonna say you could try and round up some people while we're.
Yeah, well, like, can I
get?
Who
is Kaiser Soze? That's what you run down here screaming.
Please, the greatest trick that's ever pulled.
But like, if there's a dude shooting at me, can I get advantage on this? Like, I'll like bolt one of them because I can't non-lethal magic, so I just like fucking.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll give you an advantage because your whole team's here murdering people indiscriminately.
Sweet.
Is it murder? Is it
self-defense? Whoa. Slow your roll there.
Your whole team is here easily dealing with all of them. 22.
Except for the paladin.
So one of them that seems like maybe they're in charge is like reloading a crossbow. He's got the stirrup down. He's got his boot in it. He's winding the crossbow up, and you're just like, "What is Willow? What is that?" And he's like, "Oh shit! Like this guy knows way more than he should."
And he's like just throw a diamond like shard through one of his friends' foreheads.
Yeah, he slowly lowers the crossbow to the ground.
Are you like what's his face from a guard? Just the
whistling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Undo.
The whistle scene from 2 where he gets people through the whole ship and they're playing that song about the Mexican cafe is incredible.
Except for Taserface.
Taserface.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor. For what?
I mean, here's a question. After we murked
Taserface is the best thing that's ever happened.
Finley, what do you do?
So there's people like coming this way.
Yes,
like,
they're coming. They're coming at you from an angle, and they're coming from the front. I
take my 2 axes out and like aim them at them, like point them at them, and give them a very stern look. Like you don't. This is not something that you want to. You're gonna end up on r/watch people die.
That was banned. You know that, right? Like that doesn't exist anymore.
Wow. This clip is going to end up on Lively.
That's how bad it's going to be.
Make an intimidation check. I'll give you advantage as well.
I grew up on Live Leak, and that explains so much about my psyche.
Y'all watch some weird shit. You need Jesus.
Yeah, I did. I watched a lot of shit that I shouldn't have watched as a kid. All right.
Wow. Well, a solid 3. Okay, so I mean, you didn't want to have to kill these.
From that movie about bending bullets.
You did not. You didn't want to do this, Finley. You didn't want to do it, but they made you. So these 2 guys with maces approach you. They're attacking your party from the side. Not everyone in your party has seen them yet. And
you're still just holding axes, and they run.
Tell me how you eviscerate them. You're shocked. You're like, my God, that didn't work.
I trip them and they fall into one another.
They bonk their heads.
They bump their heads, and then they have to get a Band-Aid.
I'll buy that. After about 20 seconds, the fray ends. 7 men are dead. 4 more are unconscious, and the leader is holding his hands up, and he says, "I guess you really wanted to ask me a question."
I just threw a diamond through someone's head. He's got the axes.
I just thought it would be worthwhile to have some levity in this situation.
There's just like one guy that my hammer got stuck in his rib cage. I'm just having that, that.
I don't think you people know what you're dealing with.
We don't know what we're dealing with.
I don't know how to play this game.
You're dead men now. when the company comes for you, you're dead.
Is that what?
Pointed him and laughed.
It's
Is that what
that's a
Boa?
hysterical thing to say.
He's just like, you don't even know who you're messing with, do you?
You tell me what Boa, Wither, and Eggs mean, and you will get to see another day.
Sure. Bo is the boss, the undercount, as it were.
Where's he?
Would you like to be
But
the
he's
boss?
not here yet, but if you wait around, I'm sure he'll show up.
Doggo will just like grab a chair.
All right, yeah, he's like, look, you mess with him, death is not even going to be remotely your problem. The eggs is a shipment that's coming in today.
Would you like to be in charge?
And the willow, well, that's the agent moving the shipment.
Who are the guards?
Did you ask him if he wants to be in charge? He's like, that's not how it works in the family. When you mess with the company, though, well, I guess you don't know how it works, so.
Who are the guardsmen that are involved in your little scheme?
He's like, oh, you know about that, huh? Yeah, well, the family has deep roots.
Yeah, well, they're pretty shit at their job.
I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere. They don't have to be very good at their job.
Well, we're gonna wait for your boss.
I mean, you're super scary and you could kill me anytime, but I assure you, you touch him, death is not going to be an issue for you. You will
Death is already
suffer.
not an issue for us.
All right, like when you say that, I'm laughing, not him. Yeah, he's just like, man, you really fucked up when you made an enemy of the family. I mean, you would probably be better off killing yourselves now. It'll be less painful.
If you're gonna just continue talking, I'll make sure you can't.
So I mean, he starts standing up and he says, "You mind if I make a drink behind the bar then while we wait?"
You got a smoke backer?
Yeah, he what would he call it? What did Tolkien call tobacco?
Wacky tobacco?
No, he doesn't call it wacky tobacco, but he calls
like a
it
cigar
pipe
kind of
weed. Yeah, that's what he calls it.
Pipe weed. I'll smoke.
Yeah.
I'll smoke a pipe. I'll do it.
That'll
Yeah,
work.
I mean, look, there's a fully functional bar with some pretty good like brandies and such back here. There's plenty
Get
of
over the smell of feces. It's actually
Yep.
quite nice down here.
There's plenty of quality pipe leaf down here. The food quality seems to be pretty good. Like, he offers to play a game of cards with you. Like, he breaks out a deck and he's just like, so, you know how to play cards? And I'm not talking like 3-card ante. I'm talking the map game cards.
Oh,
I've played
I
once.
don't think I've played it. It was somebody else.
Got a
played it.
deck?
Do we still have a deck, or
Absolutely
that was a
not.
loaner from?
That was a
someone?
loaner deck. It's not attached to you.
We don't have a deck.
I go over to one of his friends. Does this guy have a deck?
He's like, I'll give you a beginner deck, but, you know, I can't stop you from stealing decks from people in the... Now, I'm pretty
I'll take a
good.
big-
I don't know that
I'll take a
anybody's
beginner
deck
deck.
here is going to be able to beat me, but sure. All right, yeah, all right. So he pulls out a beginner deck for you and sets it down and says, I'm not the king of cards around here, but I guess you could say I'm something of a jack.
Arthur, we murder all of his friends, and he's like, "You want to play a round of Gwent?" And he's like,
That's exactly what's happening. I mean, this guy's got a glass of wine and like a pipe filled with weed, and he's handed over some tobacco over to Agrim, and he's, you know,
Agrim pulls out his own pipe,
yeah, exactly.
and then he's like, "Look, you clearly smoked one. You didn't die."
I
like
crack
these
my
idiots."
knuckles, and I'm just like, "All right, this will be the second beating you got."
I clean off my mace with the cloak or the tunic from one of the dead guys. Just like, you know, it's fine.
So, I mean, how do you want to play against him? You can, of course, try to cheat by stacking your deck or anything like that, or you can just try to play goods.
I mean, I'm not a soldier anymore, so I don't have that. What would
think
be
I
this
chose-
role to roll here?
I would accept performance, charisma, or a straight intelligence roll, or if you're cheating, some form of deception. Or if you're
What about intimidation?
Deception, insight, intimidation. Ooh, that's interesting. How would you intimidate him with your beginner deck? Explain to me how that works. Or are you just like, you wouldn't believe the card that I just drew?
Yeah, it's like it's literally like bluffing.
Okay,
right?
so you're Seto Kaiba and you're facing Yugi. Got it.
Yeah, it's like Yugi, my boy. I'm part way to completing my. No, that's Yugi, isn't
Hey,
it?
Yeah.
guys, I would just like AP to know I understood that reference.
Well, you're the prince of anime around here.
My
Daka
cousin,
falls-
my cousin, used to play,
Whoa!
my cousin used to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wow.
So this guy
Daka falls
is
into his Joey accent. He's like, "Yeah, Kelly."
Brooklyn Rage.
I know a couple of things about Yu-Gi-Oh. My cousin was just a fanatic.
Yep.
They stayed at our house for a whole summer. I learned a little bit.
This guy tries to get a read on you. Obviously, he knows everything that's in your deck, but like you keep staring at him, and like sweat is dripping down him. He's like sipping at the wine. He's just like, I can't get a read on you. And then he misplays, like he plays something from his Seaborn folk deck, and you're like, Sunpath Empire, I absorb your water, and it empowers me. I put 2 food on the table, and then I summon the Copper Dragon Belisara, and he's just like, oh, well, guess I'm fucked.
Those were words, man.
Yeah, and basically I'm just
Words.
like, all right, so hand over your deck. We're paying for plinks, right?
I mean, he hands over the deck, and then he gets up and he goes to start stealing cards from all of his men. Not just the dead ones, but also the unconscious ones.
Yeah. So we're doing this again.
Sorry,
I'm gonna put this in my inventory. What is this deck called?
Sorry, the card that you summoned was Besara the Bronze Dragon. And I don't know if you recognize the name or not, but
it's like a Blue Eyes equivalent. Is that what we're doing?
That's the dragon that we joined forces with, right?
no,
No.
that was the Sea Dragon.
Okay.
Your anti-alcohol spell is called Besara's Wondrous Recovery. Wonderful Recovery.
Okay. I haven't even added that down. It's probably
Bronze dragons are known for playing tricks on passerbys. You might remember that was the Spit Wizard.
Spit Wizard. Oh, look.
So what is his deck called, Arthur?
His deck is a Seaborn folk deck, which shouldn't surprise you since, you know, you've heard that all halflings are criminals, and this guy isn't a halfling, but he is a criminal. His deck specifically revolves around playing out the Soundwater crime family. So his deck is called the Soundwater Collective Union deck, and it's like monster decks from Gwent. You try to get as many criminals out, and they summon more criminals to the field in the process. None of them are very strong, but he tries to get the deck out, you know, like tries to get a lot of small creatures out quick.
Like some of the pictures on the cards are the people that you almost got into a fight with earlier.
I mean, the undercount is literally one of the cards in his deck. The guy
Arthur,
that you're waiting here to meet with.
Really read Lightbringer. Like, it is an entire series of novels built around the concept of living playing cards. It is awesome. I think you'll like it quite a lot.
I know you guys are while you guys are doing this, can I search the bodies for anything while I'm smoking my pipe? Just to see if I find stuff.
I mean, are you
casually smoking your pipe and checking dead bodies?
Well, you know, I'm like,
I could actually see a dwarf doing that for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the most Gimli shit I've ever heard of.
So I already said that I cleaned my mace off on the one guy that just whatever. I don't know what's in his pockets. I'm like, just like imagine pulling out a wallet and I'm like thumbing through it with the pipe. So, I don't know. Just casually. I mean, I don't. When he was a soldier, he played dice. Cards is not his thing.
Okay, so you find 230 copper pieces, 50 silver, 4 gold. One of them has a bolt of silk, like a whole fucking bolt of silk on him.
Could go to the fucking Michaels.
Another has a bag of incense that's clearly been, like, it's got the marking that it was from a Guzanguzian temple, and then he's clearly just like straight out stolen it. A set of fine cloth gloves that have the markings IBF on them. And one of them has a rapier made out of iron instead of steel that has some like interesting forge work around the hilt.
One of them has gloves initialed with the counts.
Yes.
What was the money amount?
230 copper, 50 silver, 4 gold.
Are those IBF gloves key items here?
There are items that exist.
Okay.
I'm not sure I would call if I don't know that there is a
There's not like a quest down the road that these are the solution for that we haven't got yet.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, you could certainly make one.
Yeah. Those are my favorite gloves.
My favorite gloves.
I'm getting it all in chat so you can copy paste it.
With the delay, some of it cut out for me, so I kept asking. Didn't think it was.
That was a freaking amazing roll,
Okay,
though, to Kelly.
No, it was good. It was good.
That was a good one.
Okay.
I got myself a game deck now, boys.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay. This guy's willing to play several more games with you, not for keeps. Just like using peanut shells on the table, basically.
Yeah,
It's like you're way too young to come at me again, boy. You gotta climb the ranks.
Oh my god! Well, he can't stop laughing, and he just basically lies down on the bench and is just like, "Man, I'm so dead."
Is he super relaxed?
Yeah.
I mean, as well as he can be in the presence of dudes who just murked his guys.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's smoking tobacco, drinking wine, and assembling a new deck out of hundreds of cards.
Like, I mean, I told I did. I don't know if it came through at one point. I'm like, you're the smart. You're the obvious. I see why you're in charge. You're the smart one here. You didn't. You knew when the jig was up.
So about 2 hours later, the undercount comes strolling in with a cane and like a large animal fur cape. It's very fuzzy around the top. Everything is white except for his boots. And he walks in and he's just like, "Seems you've killed a number of my men, so you must be very strong and very brave. You're also very stupid."
Welcome home.
He taps his cane on the ground and says, "What's your business here? You have to know if you kill me, you'll be marked men. Well, you're already marked men for death, but if you kill me, you're going to have a lot more problems."
Sounds like a challenge for us.
Well, if we're already marked, then how much worse could it get?
Let's see.
There are things worse than death. Extraplanar.
Oh yeah. Tempted to summon the horse in the sewer. Just be like, hey.
That would be sick, actually.
Just be like, oh, you have no idea what you're messing with. Oh yeah, no.
Fire and brimstone.
You want to feed him. This is the time to do it.
This is the time to do it.
There are mortals around.
I mean, but do these guys count as innocent?
Look, I didn't say he only ate innocents. I said that his favorite food was the soul of the innocent.
Oh yeah, no. If I can summon the horse, I'll summon the horse. And
all right, like you summon the horse right in front of him. He's like, "Well, fuck." The horse just starts eating some of the dead people. Like it starts biting somebody's hand, and there is a sickening crunch noise. And there's a sear as his teeth go through it. Like
he isn't eating today. He's kind of hungry. Just don't. I mean, you were just gonna throw their bodies away anyway, right? I mean, it's fine. I'm gonna be as casual about it as possible.
What was that about death again?
I mean, go ahead.
Go
ahead and make an intimidation check with advantage.
All right. Well, let's see.
I visibly shudder when this thing starts eating all the.
Yeah, it's fucking horrifying.
Oh, I do too. I mean, it's fucked up, but I'm trying to do our advantage.
It's horsifying.
12. Fuck me, man. Wait, did I roll? Yeah, it isn't. Yeah, that's charisma. Fuck. Yeah.
All right. So look, this guy knows that he might die here. I mean, he'll probably die here. He's dealing with forces that are way higher level than him, but he's not afraid of you. Like he's faced death every day of his life.
Right,
well, we're not unreasonable, honestly, and I would prefer to avoid as much bloodshed as we could. In fact, we've spared some of your men during the combat.
When you say that, he starts heading into the club and moves to go behind the bar and start pouring himself a drink. The guy on the bench is like, "Boss, I'll do that for you," and he's like, "No, you've done enough."
Is it safe to say that we tied up those 4 unconscious guys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're probably conscious now, but they're all.
Well, yeah. I just wanted to say we probably tied them like in the middle of the thing or something, whatever. Just like I'll offer them a puff on the pipe if they want one.
I'll say to them. I'll say to the guys like, "We're not unreasonable. We are making our way through this world as much as anyone else is, and allies against Starve and Black are always going to be useful to us."
Sound Water Collective has no positive or negative dealings with that person. If you're looking for the rebellion, you're not going to find them here. We don't deal with that kind of trash.
Well, I mean, it's about picking your lesser evil, I suppose. Either you're going to be dealing with us and ravenous pursuit of people, or you're going to be sitting on the sidelines forever in eternity. Those are really the two options you have.
So what do you want from me? He says as he smooths out his mustaches.
I would.
How good is his mustache?
You know, this
roll the hotness on that mustache.
I mean, this no need to roll. He rolled a 12 on a d12 on that mustache.
Oh,
all right.
Great.
We're talking like 1930s villain tying a woman to a train tracks. Yeah. Yeah,
like
it's perfectly wet. I guess it would
fucking-
probably be like 1870s, but you understand what I'm saying when I say that.
So
Yeah.
it's like dastardly. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it
Dastardly.
extends a good 2 inches off his face.
Nice.
So I say to him, the thing that we're looking for most is allies to fight back. And
Of course, that's why you came in and killed my men.
well, no, originally we came in here under a different guise, but
They were being dicks.
when people don't listen to reason, I can't help them.
I just
He
like
shot me first.
I just like look over to the dude that's still like pegged to the wall, like through the forehead. It's like
If you're looking for an introduction to the Soundwater family, I can provide one. But you should know that that introduction will probably end with you losing your hands and feet. You have killed men of the collective.
In self-defense. I'm sure anyone else would have done the same.
I mean, he takes a sip of the drink that he's concocted, and he says, "Terrible." And then he takes another sip of it, and he says, "Self-defense, not self-defense. You know how it is. You put one of ours in the morgue, we put all of you in the morgue."
I think you'll find that to be rather difficult.
I don't disagree that our branch here of the family would have trouble dealing with you, but I don't have the authority you're looking for to turn our organization, the company, against Solvent Black. If you want something like that, you're going to have to go to Ferngather. And I can introduce you to the right people. I can send you a note, if you would.
What do you want?
I want nothing. You're here, you've killed my men. You say you want allies, I'll provide it, but you should know that there will be punishment, repercussions for what you've done here. Will you provide bond price for them? I must provide for these men's family now that they are dead.
How much per head?
50.
How much? I want to.
They've killed 7 of them.
Yeah. So let's see. I guess I'm at the bar because Kelly's at bar. I'm
Is
gonna
that 50 gold a head?
Yeah.
50 gold ahead. Yeah.
I mean, he has to take care of their families for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Can I insight to see if they actually had families or not?
Well,
I mean, there's
I'm
no.
sure-
You don't need an insight. Like, not all
They're
of
gonna
them.
die tomorrow.
Not
He
all of them
kills
have
all.
families, right? Like, some of them
Yeah.
are obviously going to be single people. But
Just
what he's
probably
asking
couple.
for is, in the criminal underworld, not an unreasonable price for a low level, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This what he's asking for would be, I don't want to say standard issue cost of a human life, but in the criminal underworld, basically what they're
business.
worth. Yeah, this is for them. It's business. For them, this is the price of a hit, basically.
I'm gonna look over. At
It's a
Kelly,
lot
just
of money.
give
I
Kelly-
mean, obviously, it's a whole
Nice,
man's
yeah.
life.
I'm gonna look over at Kelly and just be like, "What do you think?"
While you look over, he takes your pipe and smokes it because you've offered it to him.
What exactly is your game here?
How good is this
Bond
tobacco?
Direct?
The tobacco here is of fine quality. Like, when you look at the barrel that the tobacco came in, it came from fields to the north. It actually came from Riekelander fields.
Hey, note to
Like,
self.
that's a guy that I know. I know that guy.
This guy I don't know. It's like unrelated. Can I get some of that tobacco there? It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he just says take the barrel. Not like I can stop you.
No, I'm not. Look, we say we're not unreasonable. We're not here to rob you.
I mean, you've looted all of his men. I mean, he looks around incredulous, like, okay, sure.
I mean, I'll give him back all the stuff but the gloves, because they're
right, sure.
So I'll give him.
I'll return this to their families.
I mean, yeah, that's like 75 gold worth of shit. I mean, unless anybody objects.
I'm just gonna ask him like, what
probably
exactly
don't know what
game,
the worth is.
what exactly his game is here, like just frisk tourists. And that's
he downs the rest of his drink and then puts both of his hands on the bar and leans forward and he says, "You want me to explain to you my fucking criminal enterprise?"
Yeah.
Okay. We smuggle things in and out. Salt. We take it out from the miners. We get a little bit. Some fresh fish from the fish guild. Sometimes we do a little poaching down south. Some boars.
Or fish? Are you saying fish is a controlled substance?
Fish is not a controlled substance, but the kind of fish that we're moving and the amount that we're moving in, we're avoiding the tax. We don't owe these people anything. Look, we may have been born here, but we're not part of the Magnar family. We're Soundwater. We're part of the company.
What do you have against Glimo?
He's taking kids off the street. That's our business.
It's diminishing a recruiting pool.
Yeah, it's a problem for me.
Makes sense.
Problem that could be solved shortly.
And some of the guards see your way, I assume.
A significant portion of the guards enjoy extra income every month. I'm sure I don't have to explain to you how criminal smuggling enterprises work.
Nah, you know, gold is the universal grease.
Since we're speaking in fish terms, we don't have to make sure that every fish gets caught in the net. We just have to make sure enough get through.
I mean, plenty of holes in the net. I get it. We get it. Fish are slippery.
I mean, that's the opposite of the metaphor, because he wants to make sure. I guess that works. Yeah, works the other direction as well. Yeah, like the stuff that he's moving past tax is enough to keep a small criminal enterprise going down here.
All right.
I mean, I hate to do this, but I'm fucking falling asleep here. I really
Okay.
am.
All right. Yeah. Well, we're right at the time, so I will offer each of you 600 experience points.
Hey.
Now let's do some outros. We're gonna start with Henley. He's falling asleep here, man.
Hello. I'm falling asleep right here, man.
Are we good for next week? I should ask that before we start outros.
I am
Yeah.
good to go.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So we're at
43,276.
Yep.
cool. No, 48,000.
Okay. Yeah. Hey everyone. Go follow my shit on Twitter at Kinky Fridays and at Henley, and yeah, that's it. Thanks. Bye.
The man who solves problems. You know, speaking of men who solve problems, Spootnik, what do you got?
Follow me on Twitter, I guess. Spootnik_71. Same on Instagram. And, you know, friend me on Fate Grand Order, but give me 27 hours before that option unlocks.
All of our friend codes are pinned in the Fake Grand Order channel on my Discord. If you want to add us, I think I might already have you, but if you started a new account, you'll need to add me again.
I'll get you in like 3 months. It's fine.
Is there seriously not a skip button?
There is a skip button, but there are parts that are unskippable.
Yeah, like it's okay, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's the anime version of "Have you heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?" over and over.
And over and over and over and over. It's fine. Good night.
Drumurboy, what do you got?
Hey, I'm Drumurboy. I've got art happening for the most recent Star Wars student I did for Pocket's character on Roleplay Echoes of Eternity, Star Wars game over there. That'll be up whenever the art's in on the Roleplay Bandcamp, as well as the Roleplay Spotify, which is Roleplay Radio. You can find my music on Spotify at Drumurboy. You can find it also on Bandcamp and all the other music spots, Apple Music, YouTube, I think, as well. Yeah, taking the rest of the month off of music just to play games and chill out. Hopefully recharge the creative batteries so I'm not dreading opening my software every morning.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just be playing Control off stream and living life up until the 1st of next month.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I need to maybe take a staycation from streaming at some point soon. I don't know.
Even a week, I think, like even the last couple of days has helped. If
you ever got to take, like, you're like, man, I just need like a week or two. I'm like, fucking do it. You know, you run
I don't know. I think I might go get like a weekend Rehoboth or something. I don't know.
Man, fucking go for it.
But now I'm thinking, if I went to Rehoboth, I might go outside for a beach, and then it would be full of crazy people without masks. So I don't know that locking myself up in Rehoboth Beach and being like, should I see the sunlight? And then a bunch of zombies show up outside, and they're like, mask.
Sun is trying to kill me.
The sun is always trying to kill me.
True story.
Who do we have left? Speaking of someone that the sun kills, it's Agrim.
Yeah, it's my Irish and German heritage, man.
Yeah.
I don't tan, I just burn. About just 100% white guy. What's up? Atomic Warsmith, twitch.tv/Atomic Warsmith, same shit. I'll eventually get back to streaming stuff at some point, I'm sure. Right now I have the same sleeping schedule as Grimdark James, and he lives in fucking Australia. Says a lot.
That's weird, bro.
Yeah. You find me here on Wednesdays with these fine bearded gentlemen, and then here on Saturdays for Rogue Trader, which is taking a turn. Things are getting interesting, so that's going to be fun.
Taking a turn. I think that things are always interesting on that show.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've escalated very quickly, is what I mean.
Sure.
So it's definitely fun. And then you catch me on Sundays on Pondo's channel for our 5e Gestalt game, where things are also starting to get interesting. That's pretty much it. Other than that, just hanging out. Feel free to ping me for whatever. So it's pretty much it. That's all I got.
I'm here. It's me. AP Cooking Meal. I'm here to cook meals. That's it. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Twitch Primes and Bone Zones.
It's true. Twitch Prime. I don't think I'm going to have time to loop the Bone Zone again, but, you know.
Shame.
Loop in the Bone Zone. Wow, that's a heck of a phrase. Have a good night, everybody. You all, everybody.